conservative utopia, and they're willing to move across the country to find it.
So you kind of see the stone and brick facade, the kind of nice features. That's pretty common. In fact, you won't see a house in North Texas that's not brick.
We noticed that, yeah.
Tamir Barkin and his wife, Sarah, grew up about 30 miles north of LA, but they don't want to live there anymore.
Which one would be yours?
The Barkins are looking at homes in McKinney, a small city north of Dallas that's recently seen a construction boom. They want to be able to rely on a single income so Sarah can stay home and raise the kids. But they're also fed up. As conservatives, they're tired of being surrounded by liberals.
I guess we align with the political beliefs of everything conservative. The gun laws, taxes, abortion. I mean, and that's not the way California aligns. And so it's hard for us. Like when we read the news and everything, it's like, oh, it's kind of disheartening.
I do not promise all yards to be this big. You know who?
That's where Derek Baker comes in. He's a lead realtor with a new company called Conservative Move, which is grounded in one simple idea. If you're a conservative, then living in a conservative area means a happier and safer life.
They can actually, live out the American dream, buy a home.
And is that part of your pitch, that to tell them to come experience the American dream?
It is, absolutely. I mean, and we say this is not make-believe, I'm living it. I have a 5-bedroom, 4-bath on a third of an acre. I bought it 6 months ago for less than $400,000. That's $1 million house in most places in California.
Baker's a native Texan. He returned to his home state in 2011 after 25 years on Capitol Hill as a staffer for a number of Republican politicians. And he isn't just looking to help Republicans buy houses. He wants to make sure it's Republicans who are selling them, too.
We'll help any client, but when we want to have a real estate agent on our team, we want them to be able to talk our language. Are they conservative? Do they espouse the same beliefs, generally, beliefs that we do?
The idea of a for us, by us realty company came from founder Paul Chabot, who met Baker in Washington.
Conservativeness can't solve everything, but it is an ideology and a belief for a better way and a healthier way of living for a community.
Coming out of college as a sheriff's deputy, Chabot began a nomadic career. In the White House, working intelligence in Iraq, then home to California, where he twice ran for office on an anti-drug message that highlighted his career in law enforcement.
By holding one another accountable, there's no limit to what we can accomplish.
He moved his wife and 4 young children to McKinney in January after losing for a second time.
When we lost that election, this last go-around, it was a wake-up call. I mean, we realized that you can't help people who don't want to help themselves, so for us, it just made sense to leave. We feel like we're on vacation every day.
Chabot says the safe streets and top-notch schools drew them to McKinney. It's safe enough to leave the keys in your golf cart. There's no graffiti, no trash, and definitely no loud music. He told us he wished he moved here earlier, and that he hadn't wasted so much time trying to fix a broken system.
I think the liberal experiment is California. It is the canary in the coal mine for the rest of the country about what not to become.
Those who no longer recognize their home states are interested in Chabot's plan. He's working to close his first few deals and has already recruited realtors in other conservative states. Since launching the company in May, he says more than 1,000 prospective clients have called and written in.
Devens, Massachusetts, a gentleman writes us, I'd like to own, but renting is just fine with me. I can move in October. I'm a veteran and live in a liberal hellhole. You have Fritz that writes, I've been a conservative Republican registered voter for decades in New York and cannot stand the liberal politics.
Political self-segregation has become increasingly common in the U.S. More than half of Americans live in a county that's overwhelmingly Democratic or overwhelmingly Republican, and Chabot thinks most people like it that way.
Look, I worked for both Clinton and Bush in the White House. I believe back then, Republicans and Democrats could get along, have a conversation. Today, we just don't even recognize each other.
Collin County is a Republican stronghold that encourages people to confront a divide that already exists and to choose a side.
What do you tell your friends in California when they say want to move out here?
I tell them it's a lot of like being in a bad relationship, that California is that bad relationship, and you might not realize how truly bad it is until you're out of it. There's a better life, a better way to live, and that's out here, or many other red states for that matter.